Hey guys, what's up? I'm Deadshot.
They should know you by now. Because they know me.
Is that how you were going to leave that up with? Really?
This video is brought to you by
Funko Pops. Collect them all. And have a great room.
Room?
Because they're going to be covered with Funko Pops. It's fun collecting them, I should have said that. And Funko Pops?
So as you can see by these Funko Pops, you can see the Christmas story.
I mean,
As you can see by the Funko Pops, theme of this video, which is what?
DC villains. Top 10.
Yeah. So so we're doing top 10 villains. You know how we go. We go over honorable mentions. He says his stupid list, which is way wrong and not right, and then I say the correct, accurate one, which is totally accurate and what everyone agrees with.
You just gotta poop on my thing like that, don't you?
So, there's a lot of them on here that, like, DC has a lot of, like, it seems like, villains, like, that they, I don't know, like, they've, like, really just made up, like, they're, like, really pointless, or they didn't even put much effort into them. And some of them I don't even know who he wrote on here. He's like a DC maniac. And like, I don't know, he has a Firefly on here. I have no idea who that is. He has Professor Pig. He showed me a picture. I still have no idea who that is. There's Bizarro. No idea. There's just a lot on here. I guess of this list, honorable mentions, I would say is, for me, it would be Killer Croc. But I don't know much about him. How do you know much about him? There's like not a movie or nothing.
Comic books.
You don't even read comic books.
Videos. About his origin stories.
I only know, I'm not gonna lie, I only know about him. I mean, I've heard about him, and I've seen him in like some cartoons, but I really only know about him from
Suicide Squad?
Yeah, so and I don't know how accurate that is. Is that an accurate movie?
Pretty accurate.
So that's all I know about him. So he's like really cool to me. Like, I don't know if he's a villain. Like, he's just he's a freak, and
he eats people for a living. That's
well. So, but he's just a cool villain to me, I think. Steppenwolf.
Steppenwolf.
Yes, Stefan. Steppenwolf is, he would make my honorable mention because, again, I don't know much about him. I only know from Justice League. So I don't know how accurate that is. But according to that movie.
It's pretty accurate. The new movie Justice League, Zack Snyder cut. I guess that would be more accurate because he's Darkseid's minion.
That'll be out like next week.
Yeah.
We'll be doing a review on that.
And also a review on.
No, we won't. So yeah, so according to that movie, like he's pretty dope. Like he's really powerful, but it's just really stupid how he died. Like.
Well, did he die?
I guess he died like Scar.
Well, did he really die? He just got they all started crowding him, and then they just zoomed up, right? Yeah.
I think they killed him. But anyways, I hated how he died. For someone that strong and powerful, I hated how he went out.
But then Superman just came in there and just started beating him up.
But he was even taking on all of them, kind of.
I mean,
Like, he
Superman
took
is
on, like, the whole
strong.
Justice League. So, you gotta give him his props. Who else does he have on here? Who didn't make... Black Manta, he's just...
Now, see, that's also on my honorable mention. I think they did a good job on portraying him.
Black Manta is not on your honorable mention.
Oh, he's on my actual list.
Jesus. You see what I have to deal with? Anyways, he's on my honorable mention because he's just like another one of those...
Really not.
He just became a villain for,
Aquaman.
like, no reason. Like,
Like
just, I mean, out of anger and just being mad.
Well, I mean, Aquaman did let his dad die.
But was his dad a bad person?
Yeah.
Thank you. So, but I guess what he created, he was pretty strong, and his whole plot came, yeah, his just story is pretty cool. So, yeah, and then where's is he on my list? Yeah, Lex Luthor. Also, I don't know. He's pretty evil, like smart wise, but he didn't have like any powers.
Yeah, but he has like this big mech suit, like basically like the whole plot. There's like one where it's like just like the Batman suit Batman wore, but it's like green, like Lex Luthor.
Yeah, so he's like really genius
There's
smart.
also a mech.
So he's kind of cool, but they have a lot of like just really unnecessary villains, but some are cool. Just like some are just really corny. But yeah, let's continue. I went a little too long on my.
There's even a villain, a DC villain named the Condiment King.
Yeah, like DC makes some weird villains.
Or Polka Dot Man.
And then of course, I mean, there's like Two-Face and Riddler and Clayface. I guess like they're cool characters, but I don't know.
More of like Batman villains.
Yeah, but anyways, let's go.
Oh.
So here we go, our number 10.
Okay.
Oh, go with yours then.
For my honorable mentions, I have Black Adam, Catwoman, Two-Face, Penguin, Black Mask, and Mr. Freeze.
And they have like the most obvious names. Like Mr. Freeze, like you couldn't come up with. Just like Captain Cold. That's a horrible villain name.
Well, that's a Flash film.
Catwoman, must have been hard to come up with that one. Two-Face, he has two faces.
Okay, what about Black Adam?
Oh boy,
Black Adam.
that just sounds racist.
Hey, what's up, Black Adam?
To be honest, yeah. And so they're just, I don't know.
I am excited for the Black Adam movie. And
Just because it has Rock, that's really the only reason why he cares about it.
No. Okay.
Anyways, go with your number 10.
My number 10 is Black Manta. I think he's a little bit of an underrated, like, Aquaman villain. I mean, he is pretty famous on, like, Aquaman's villain, but he's not really portrayed much for a villain. And I like how they did make it. I'm tongue-tied. They did make it weird in the Aquaman movie, but in all, I think they did a pretty good job portraying him. I think he's a cool villain. His suit's cool. The laser beams through his eyes cool. The knives coming out of his arm is pretty dope. But in all, I think he's a pretty good villain, and he's pretty dangerous in all.
Yeah, he was pretty cool. There are some really cool villains. That's why he didn't make my list, but he was in my honorable mention, so I'll give him his props. But maybe I guess they wouldn't go more into him because did he die in Aquaman?
No.
I don't know, but he was cool, and he's one of my people. Okay, my number 10 is Deathstroke. He's just dope. Like, he has mad skills. He's smart. He can do good with a gun or a sword. He has an accent. And
an accent?
I only know that from Green Lantern.
What?
Yes.
You mean Green Arrow?
Yeah, Green Arrow, I mean. Yeah.
Oh my.
Green Lantern, Green Arrow. Green Lantern, also a ridiculous name. Like, really?
I'll admit, most of their names are literally is really on the nose, like what's his name? Deadshot.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know.
Black Manta.
Yeah, it's just weird, like the really obvious names.
Yeah, Gorilla Grodd. Okay, he didn't even try with that. He just said Gorilla, and then he just got Grodd.
Yeah, it is weird. But yeah, so Deathstroke's just a cool character. Like, he's really evil, and he's got mad skills, and he could fight anybody. And he stood with the best of them, so he's definitely one of my top villains.
I do really like Deathstroke, but he did not make my list. Like, he is one of my favorite Batman.
He's not even on your honorable mentions.
I didn't want to make
the disrespect.
I didn't want to make my honorable mentions too long.
Move forward.
Okay, my number 9 is Killer Croc, aka Waylon Jones. I think he's a really cool villain. Actually, he's scary. He's strong. He eats people. That's cool.
Is that cool? It's awkward.
But yeah, I think he's a great Batman villain. They fought so many times. His backstory is cool, where he's a kid who who's growing scales, was born with scales. It's like a disease, and he just becomes this. And I think, yeah, he's a cool villain, and he's just really dangerous, and I want to see him portrayed more in movies, and I hope they do.
Also, another obvious, really dumb name they didn't really put much thought into.
Killer Croc.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still a pretty cool name.
DC's horrible at that. But yeah, he's actually he's really cool. It's just I don't really know too much about him. I want them to start making like
more movies like with unknown, like how Spider-Man doing. Like they're getting unknown, like not as popular villains, and they're really showing. Like,
I think we should start maybe like getting comic books.
And getting the origin stories.
Maybe because I like, regrettably, and I know it's wrong to like all the like hardcore Marvel DC people. Like, I get a lot of my stuff from movies. Like, I used to read comic books, but like there's a lot of comic books. If like comic
different
books,
types.
Yeah, there's like so many, and it's hard to stay caught up in like.
And there are different forms of origin stories.
Yeah, so it's really difficult. So I like get a lot of them from movies, which I know is bad, but
I mean, it's not bad.
I mean, I know like real comic freaks, not freaks, but
what? You just like insulted them.
I didn't mean like a freak. Like they're like that's their superpower. Like they really know comics.
Like you say one thing, bam, they can say a whole.
Yeah, and it's everything. Like they know like backstory, like they know the comics and stuff. So
yeah, I'm diehard for Marvel and DC, but I don't know if I can go comic book diehard.
Yeah, so yeah, but that's why he's not on my list. I don't know much about him, but he's dope to me. I love him, and
I think they did. But they did a good job in Suicide Squad with him. He was funny.
I think a lot of people didn't like Suicide Squad, but that's like one of my favorite movies. I can watch it over and over again.
But I do wish like he was more like strength and like big, because in the games and the comics, he's like big.
But it's like more realistic. I probably wouldn't have liked it if it was like CGI. I think they did really good with him.
I mean, you liked when I forgot his name, but the fire guy became the big demon.
El Diablo? Was it Diablo?
El Diablo, that's him.
Yeah. That movie's just dope to me. I love that movie. I own it and I watch it all the time. And it's on HBO Max. Okay, so now my number 9 is Gorilla Grodd, which is another horrible name. But
you like Gorilla Grodd? I've never really heard you talk about him.
Well, it's just scary. Not only is he a freaking gorilla, which is like my favorite top 3 animal ever. I love gorillas. Like, so he's already just super strong, and and he's like ridiculously smart.
Like he just connected the two most dangerous things, smarts and strength.
Yeah.
And bam, you got one.
Exactly. And then he can talk and then control people's minds. So, like, that's just all is the mix of just complete danger.
And a whole army of gorillas.
Yeah, so he's just automatically like really dangerous, and
cool.
He's
Now, see, I do agree with that. He's not on my list, but he is a really strong and smart villain. He's taken down some strong enemies like the Flash.
Yeah.
So who is best known for being his arch enemy.
Yeah, you have to give him his props. So, that's my number 9.
Number 8.
Actually, wait a minute.
Number 8. Ah. Oh, no, okay.
Let me back that up. I switched it on here. I didn't pay attention to my arrows. My number 9 was Black Mask. Cause, yeah.
Oh, you didn't? Okay, I was about to say you switched it.
No, my number 8's still him. My number 9's... It's
8?
Weird now. We should edit this, but... My number 9's Black Mask, because I thought about it after, because Black Mask... I don't know, he's like
He's just
sick,
like a mobster.
But he's like crazy. Like, he's...
Psycho.
He's psycho and crazy, like...
In the Black Mask, in... What's it called? Birds of Prey. He was like psycho.
Yeah,
the girl blew a snot bubble and he wanted
he just took off her face for
face.
that. Like, he just cuts people's face, and then he was just like...
He was a real psycho in that.
Yeah, he's like...
In the regular games and movies and comics, he's just like a mob boss. He wants to be the most powerful villain.
Yeah, that's why he's not too high on my list, but just his craziness and the fact that... I don't even know if he really does that. Like, is that accurate?
I mean, not really. I mean, he'll
See,
kill people.
that's another one I only really know of him from...
He'll kill people, but he's not like...
He's in Spider-Man, right? Who is that? Who's the Black Mask guy in Spider-Man? The game.
Black Mask? Like Taskmaster?
No, in the actual game, the Spider-Man PlayStation game.
The Miles Morales one, or...
I don't know what I'm thinking.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. I can't. I'll figure his name. But anyways, yeah.
Prowler?
I can't remember.
Kingpin?
Anyways, I only know him from Birds of Prey, and he was just like pretty crazy in that movie. So that's why he's number 9. And he also has a really stupid name.
I'll admit they do have like really on the nose names.
Obvious. Captain Obvious. Surprised he's not a character.
Oh no, that.
Spider-Man's Marvel.
Yeah, Dad.
Jesus Christ. We're doing videos at 11 o'clock at night, just so you know that. And he has school tomorrow, so I'm a horrible parent.
But you're a good parent in my eyes.
Anyways, go to your number 8.
Well, I mean, we have the same number 8.
Which is who?
Doomsday. We both agreed on this one. Doomsday, in my opinion, is a really cool villain. He's killed Superman and the Justice League before. He's like one of the strongest.
Yeah, he's just
like
ridiculously strong. Like ridiculously strong.
And in the Justice League movie, they portrayed him pretty well, where he just, the more he gets hit, the stronger he gets. Like in the comics, he is really strong and he can kill Doomsday and everyone else.
And he killed Superman. That's really all you gotta say.
Did I say he killed Did I say he killed Doomsday?
I think so.
Oh wow. Yeah, he killed Superman, I meant. But yeah, and that shows because Superman is like one of the most powerful people in DC.
Yeah, so I mean, if you kill Superman, you're a legend. So it's enough said, but he's also just ridiculously powerful and strong, and he deserves to make the top of the list. It seems like it's so dark.
I'm glad we agreed on that one. Probably the last one.
It's very rare.
Yeah. We don't really agree on things most often.
Who's your number 7?
My number 7 is Scarecrow. From the Dark Knight movie, I think they did pretty good. In all, Scarecrow is a good villain. He's scary. He brings fear to everybody. Everyone fears him. His costume is cool. His backstory is really nice and like scary. And he's one of Batman's most famous villains. In the game Arkham Knight, he made the whole city of Gotham evacuate, and he made a cloud of fear gas go over the whole city, showing how dangerous he really is.
I think I've thought about him on the list, but I don't know too much about him. That's why I didn't put him on there. And he seems like all he really has is the gas, and then the gas makes people see him as a scary person, but him himself is just a person with a mask, right? Or is that just the movie?
In the actual game Arkham series, he'll run up, stab people, and then it'll make them see their worst nightmares.
Yeah, so.
And he will be scary too.
But that's just from the delusion of the.
Yeah, that's from the.
That's why I didn't think.
But
I don't know. He's pretty scary. Like the way he did Batman, it was pretty crazy. But
even,
once they figured that out, then he was useless.
He even made his face to look like a scarecrow. He ripped.
The mask was pretty freaky, but once they figured out his trick, then he was pointless. Like he couldn't do nothing. So it was. That's why I didn't really. I get it. Yeah, but
in my opinion.
Yeah. So my number 7, like I said, is Gorilla Grodd. I switched him with Black Mask and we already went over Gorilla Grodd, so that's why he's my number 7. Gorilla Grodd's just super powerful and smart, and I think he can pretty much take any of these villains on here.
Doomsday?
What if he mind controlled Doomsday?
Doomsday doesn't have a mind. No brain.
He would figure it out.
Well, I don't know if he is brain, but I mean, he might be too powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like, I'm pretty sure Superman's being Gorilla Grodd, and if Doomsday is able to kill Superman, connect one and one together.
Yeah.
I think this thing's 2 and 2, but I don't care.
Your number 6.
You go first. I've been doing.
My number 6 is Penguin. Because he's just like nasty and deformed. His backstory just makes him like
He's
evil.
Another like gang leader.
Yeah, and he like controls penguins, which is
And
a weird animal to control.
A bunch of crooks.
Yeah, and he's just like very tricky, and he's also smart, and also whenever he's played in the movies or the TV series, it's always a good character. So I think he's just like he's just one of those classic, really
Batman
good villains. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
He's not on my list, but he was on my honorable mentions. I do agree with that. He's a really good villain. He's very classic. Like when you think of Batman villains, you think of Penguin as well. He's dangerous. He'll kill people on the spot if necessary. I mean, not even it doesn't have to be necessary.
Yeah.
If he just wants to kill someone for the heck of it, he'll do it. Well, that's more of a Joker.
And he eats fish.
And raw fish, not even cooked. It's gross.
Not even like sushi. He'll just take the fish out and eat it.
He'll even have the head on and just.
Yeah. So you gotta be pretty crazy to do that.
You throw up if you see that.
I definitely would.
My number 6 is Deadshot. I think Deadshot is really cool. He's like the world's most skilled shooter. It's impressive how he can make any shot, and he's one of Batman's most lethal villains. and he's just really dangerous. And in all, he's pretty frightening if he has a gun in your word. He was hired to kill you, and you're pretty.
It's pretty much over for you.
Yeah.
He's way higher on my list. He's like one of my favorite people ever.
And in the Suicide Squad movie, I think they did a great job.
He's the best ever in that movie.
They did a great job portraying him, and he's just like a bad A in that movie. And in general, he's just really cool. Okay.
My number 5.
Hey, we agreed again.
I don't know how. My number 5 is Harley Quinn. She is just...
Don't say it.
I love her. She's just beautiful and hot and crazy and can snap your neck and make you fall in love all at the same time. But she's also like
Dangerous.
Super dangerous. Like she has no fear. She's just
crazy.
She doesn't have superpowers, but she can hang with all the superheroes and villains. And
she's like an anti-hero.
Yeah, I wouldn't. That's another thing. I wouldn't put her on the villain list, but
sometimes she's the villain, sometimes she's a good guy.
But she's just my favorite. She would be higher on my list, but I have to respect the top 4. But I love Harley Quinn. She's one of my favorite also.
At my number 5th spot is also Harley Quinn. I agree with him. She's crazy. She's strong. She can take care of herself.
She has a pet hyena.
Oh yeah, and I think the actor who plays her in Birds of Prey and Suicide Squad did a great job.
Yes.
Like it really it brings the character to life, and it's just like the comics. In the comics, she's crazy and just wild, and it portrays her amazingly. And Harley Quinn is a really not classic, but she didn't come out surprisingly not until like early, like in the 80s or 90s, or
I don't know that, but I always remember her. But she's cool. Like any movie, game, comic series, like whatever she's in, she's just dope. She's her own. Like she can hold the own stage. Like she doesn't need other villains in there. Yeah, she can just do her own thing. It's still a good story or storyline or whatever. So yeah. Number 4.
My number 4 place is Bane. I think Bane is a really good villain. He's the first villain to ever break the Batman's back. He's just powerful. He's dangerous. He's a foe of Batman's that takes a lot to defeat. He's almost killed Alfred before. He's found out he's smart. He figured out Batman's identity many times.
He's way higher on my list.
He's just a really dangerous villain, and he's really cool, and he's like one of my favorite villains. And I still want them to make a live act. They have, but I want to see like the comic book version.
Yeah, him in the movie he did really well in that movie. I don't know which Batman it was.
It was the old ones. Not the like real old
Dark
ones.
Knight.
Yeah, the Dark Knight series. Yeah, I can't remember his name. The guy who plays Eddie Brock as Venom.
Yeah. That was him?
Yeah. The new Venom. The guy who plays Eddie Brock in that Venom plays Bane.
I have to look into that. I don't believe that at all.
Trust me. What's your number 4 place?
My number 4 is Rajya Ghoul.
Why not?
He's just dope. Like he trained, I guess, the top DC superhero. Unless you think it's Superman.
What?
A lot of people think Superman's better than Batman.
No, I thought you meant like Rajya Ghoul
No, I'm saying he trained the top superhero, unless you think he's not the best superhero. But
I mean, he would have killed that Superman.
that's Superman really didn't even want to do it at first. And he had to get all these stupid tricks to do it.
Okay.
And Superman was also worried about his mother. Superman would destroy Batman.
Of course. That's why he needs the stuff.
Okay, so don't act like he did that. Don't get me started.
Okay, just...
Anyways, Rajya, and then he also trained. I think he trained. Did he train Bane? No, he trained. I think he did train Bane.
He might have.
He trained a lot of people, and like.
And he's the grandfather of Damian Wayne, one of the Robins.
Yeah,
Batman's
he's just.
son.
He's just like dope. Like you have to give him his props. He has skills. He's trained some of the craziest people, and he's been alive forever. And I think he's trained like there's other people he's trained. So you just have to give him his props. He's a legend.
But he might have even trained Deathstroke.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think he had something. I don't know. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, you just have to give him his props. He even trained Green Arrow. Right? Yeah.
I don't know too much about Green Arrow, if I'm being honest.
I think he trained Green Arrow also. So, yeah, he's just dope. I think he even trained his Canary.
Black Canary?
Yeah. So he's just like, you have to give him his props. He's a legend.
Okay, going on to number 3. I have Lex Luthor. He's an OG Superman villain. You cannot, when you think of a Superman villain, you obviously think of Lex Luthor. Like, he's the original.
But what does he do?
He's smart. He knows Superman's weakness.
All you have to do is get kryptonite. It's not like...
Okay, yeah.
That's the dumbest... That's also the stupidest thing.
He hates Superman, like, to the core of his heart. He just hates him. And he wants to kill him.
I hate Superman's weakness. Like, that is so stupid.
He's, like, super strong, and then then he can die if he gets hit.
Dumbest
stabbed
weakness
with a rock.
Ever.
How you have, like, the powers of a god and then
that's the worst weakness. Jesus, I hate that weakness.
Hey, he has god powers to throw a rock at him.
Yeah, and that's why I don't really like. Lex Luthor's not on my list. Like, he's very, like he said, he's
smart.
He's a legend. He's a classic villain.
He's also like he has his own Lex Corp industries.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm like, really, what has he done, and who has he even beefed with except Superman?
He's really beefed with the whole Justice League.
Yeah, I guess in a way he did.
He's killed Superman before.
Superman's died 87 times. He might be on Team Brian.
No.
Anyways, my number 3 is Joker, and there's really not much to say. That's Joker. He's
That's higher up on my list.
Joker's Joker. Like, he's sick, psychotic, unpredictable. He loves being the villain. Like,
he's a monster.
Fun. Like, even when he's not the villain, it's like
I guess his enjoyment is killing.
Yeah, he's crazy, and he got with Harley Quinn, so that also puts him up there. Luckiest man ever. But it's Joker, and he's just a genius, evil genius. So, and he's just a legend, and everyone knows the Joker. And as many Jokers as there's been, they've all actually been good, except I don't know. Suicide Squad wasn't my favorite.
Jared Leto?
He wasn't bad, but he wasn't my favorite. But
you know who had a good one?
he was too cool.
Heath Ledger.
Yeah, of course, that's the classic legendary one. But,
I was like, when you say classic, I was like, it's not that old.
yeah, it is.
It came out in like 2008 or 9.
That's a long time ago. We're in the 20s.
Not as old as Jack Nicholson Joker.
Yeah, but... Yeah, that's the Joker. There's not really much to say about him. I just don't put him at the top because... I don't know. He could be up there. He's that cool. Your number 2?
My number 2 is Darkseid, the ruler of Apocalypse. He's like he's like DC's version of Thanos, but a little like
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Without Thanos's Infinity Stones, Darkseid could probably kill Thanos.
Thanos was the man without the stones.
He has laser beams that you cannot dodge. It will like literally follow you everywhere.
Thanos beat the crap out of Hulk.
He has
and Thor at the same time for fun. And Loki. He beat them all 3 at the same time. He
Hulk
did not compare.
Movie Hulk, yeah, probably, but comic book Hulk.
Comic book Hulk couldn't even beat Wolverine.
Have you heard of World Breaker Hulk?
How many?
He would take steps and that created earthquakes in the whole Earth. He almost destroyed the Earth by walking.
That's stupid.
Walking!
That doesn't make any sense, and it's very dumb.
The more he got mad, the more strong he got. Now, if he was beaten up, he just... done.
Thanos is like the number 1 villain.
Why is Hulk scared of Thanos? Why is Hulk scared of anything?
He's not scared.
He was scared. He didn't want to come out. That's why in Infinity War, he was Bruce Banner. He didn't want to come back out.
I don't think it was fear.
Well, he didn't want to come out when he...
Because Thanos is the man.
So fear.
I don't know.
It was weird, but that's Marvel.
Yeah, went totally off track. But don't compare Darkseid.
Well, Darkseid is really powerful.
I don't know much
He's
about
killed the
Darkseid.
Justice League and most of all the DC characters.
Which isn't hard. Their names are like Batman and Aquaman and...
Did you say Aquaman?
Cyborg.
Hey, don't disrespect Cyborg.
Green Arrow. Green Lantern. Can even make a different color.
They have yellow lanterns. Red lanterns. Blue lanterns.
Okay, it's ridiculous.
White lanterns.
Anyways, yeah, I don't know much about Darkseid, so...
But yeah, he's like super powerful. He's killed most of the DC heroes. And he's like just really
How many times
dangerous.
did these people die? And
There's
why do they keep
a lot of
coming
different
back?
versions. Different storylines. Different multiverse. So whole stuff. Just go.
My number 2 is Deadshot, because, like, he doesn't miss. I don't think he's ever missed, unless he wanted to miss. And, like, yeah, so how can you beat that? Like, he has so many kills, and then he's just cool, and the way they made him in the movie was even better. Like, Will Smith played him perfectly, and he was so dope in that movie. Like, he was really... The way they did him in the movie was so cool that he needs his own movie. He could have killed Batman in the movie. I don't know why he grew a heart and didn't want to kill someone in front of
Because his daughter was there.
Hey.
You wouldn't want to kill in front of your daughter.
If he dies, he dies.
You would be a horrible father.
Hey. But, yeah, his swag is cool. He's never missed. Like, he can work any gun, and when he puts on his mask, it's even cool. He doesn't even need the mask, and he's like a leader at the same time, and he does his own, like, he doesn't need anyone. He does his own thing, but when he's on a team, it's even better. So he's just another all-around dope. Like, that's why he's on the top of my list.
And for my number one spot is the Joker. Like he said, he's crazy. He just loves, he gets a kick out of murdering people and hearing the scream. He is obsessed with Batman. He loves just seeing the world burn around him. He's destroyed the Bat family. He's killed Jason Todd. He shot Barbara in the spine. He's really messed up the whole Bat family. And he's a psychopath, and he's super dangerous. He's won against the Justice League, and he almost beat most all of them. He's just a dangerous person and someone you don't want to mess with.
These are all facts. Except killing like Barbara and then like
he didn't kill her.
I mean, shooting her in the back or whatever he did to her back. Like
he shot her in the spine. That's why she's in a wheelchair.
That's just sick.
Yeah, and then he took pictures of her.
Yeah, he's crazy.
And then sent them to the gym.
My number one is Bane. He's like the dopest villain ever. He just talks cool. He's freaking super strong. His face mask thing is dope. He's like evil.
I don't want to talk about that mask.
That's your fault. You picked it. I love Bane, and the way he played in the movie was also super dope. But even like in the cartoons, they like make him even bigger, and he's just always cool.
And in the games, they make him stronger.
Yeah, like he's just like dope. Like and he doesn't. He's just like
before he even took the time, he was still pretty strong.
Yeah,
he had Venom, but he didn't take the Titan. Venom, he was still pretty strong even without using Venom.
His accent is cool. Like
I think it's like a Puerto Rican.
He's just intimidating. No, it's like Puerto Rican, but
he's not Puerto Rican.
No.
I swore he said like he was Puerto Rican or something.
I just think he's like dope. Like I think he could run. I think he'd beat Joker's ass.
Probably.
And
but he
not even like a straight up fight. Like even craziness. Like he's just as crazy as Joker, but he's really smart and strategic.
And he's broken the bats.
Yeah, he fought the Batman straight up.
And broke his back.
Yeah, Batman could beat Superman. But yeah, so Bane's my number one.
Did not see that coming though. Did not like you.
I love Bane. He's like my favorite. So yeah, that's our list. DC villains. Of course we have Marvel coming up next. We have a lot of things up and coming. Again, give your opinion, say who we missed, if you agree, disagree. Just let us know. Thanks for watching, supporting, comment, like, subscribe. What do you want to say?
I got nothing to say. Watch the DC movies if you have not seen them.
Yeah, they're all pretty good, to be honest. And watch all our other videos also.
Support our channel.
Yes. So, till next time. Later.